Every one of you out there watching today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to. Please give me a second to get this right. Today, give me a second to get this right. Again, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited to be back here with you for this broadcast. I just want to take a moment to get this right. Thank you. Thank you for your patience. Let me know if my volume is good enough out there, please. Let me know the sound quality as you get it out there is good enough. I have to be both the technician here and the broadcaster and the producer also. So you be a little patient with me as I get it right. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. I am excited to be here with you. Please, as you join, let others know I am here. Let others know I am live. I know this is a short notice, but when in a revolution information become necessary to be taken out, we have to take it out. So while I wait for you to populate this platform, give me a moment to get some information here. All right. Okay. All right, please hit your share button, invite others to join the broadcast, and let me know that the sound quality is okay out there, please. Let me know that the sound quality is okay out there. Oh. Sound is good. Sound is perfect. Sound is 150%. Thank you. Great to hear that. All right. I'm excited right now for the broadcast. So please, thank you for joining. Thank you, all of you, Ground Zero. I welcome all of you to ABC Television, Amber Television. Please, I would like to take a few minutes to wait for you to go ahead and invite people onto the platform before I can start this presentation proper. But I want to thank all of you on Ground Zero for the trials you are going through right now. I had a few phone calls come to me this morning telling me people that I knew were in Biya have taken refuge in Nigeria. It is quite unfortunate, especially for people who have lived in Nigeria and happen to move back to live at home permanently. Now having to go back to live in Nigeria as refugees is quite troubling. What is going on the ground is quite troubling. But we have no choice. We have no choice but to continue to do what we are bound to do for the circumstances in which we find ourselves. There is no end in sight yet. And so we can only continue to tell every Amazonian, make sure you find yourself, you locate yourself in a safe location. If your home is not safe and you have to move anywhere else, do not again, do not hesitate to do so. The entire Cameroon is becoming unsafe, whether east of the Mongo or west of the Mongo. There is war. There is war everywhere, everywhere in that country called Cameroon, and of course in Ambazonia. Ladies and gentlemen, please do me a favor, hit your share button as you join. I've got very crucial things to talk about here today. That is why I had to impromptu come to you with that message. So as you join, do me that favor, hit your share button, and let's populate the platform. In 10 minutes, let's get 1,000 people. 1,000 people on this platform before I come to you with the presentation. I am really excited with what is going on with a lockdown. Our boys, our restoration forces, you can't even quantify the courage that is in them. Biya, for the 4th day, is shut down. Bamenda is shut down. I saw videos coming out of Kumba. Total shutdown. And Victoria is also dead today. I have to address Victoria in a very special way today, but I will be getting there. But Victoria shut down everywhere that we know. In the meantime, there are battles going on all over Ambazonia. The BLM, especially in a very, very, very warlike mood today. Mayhem is taking place. We learn thousands of terrorist soldiers from French Cameroon are in the BLM right now. We learned that yesterday 20 trucks, military trucks went down to the BLM from all corners, the 4 corners of the BLM, trying to get the Red Dragons. In fact, coming to you on the air right now, I am told that General Buba, as I call him, I don't know him, I only hear the name. I understand that he has given Field Marshal 10 days to take his head to La République du Cameroon. That is the situation in the BLM right now. As I also came online, I also realized that it is also being reported that a number of military trucks are stationed in Bonaberi in Douala to drive down to Biya, probably at the dawn of night today. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what to say, but I am glad for the resilience that we are demonstrating on the ground. This thing is not going to be long. This war isn't going to be long as much as many of us thought. The end is inside. I can assure you that the end is inside. The good thing is that we will not lose. We will not lose this war. We are winning it by all stretch of imagination. We are making it. So please, as you join, go ahead, hit your share button before I come to the main subject today. Let me know who is joining. When you join, I like to read your comment. I like to know what you are thinking about the revolution, about the lockdown, about the interim government, about everything that concerns this war. I see Income Teddy, God is on our side. Daddy Chris, thank you, sir. I like to hear that we're having this courage. Let me also know where you are joining in from, please. I see Kemi Ashu joining from London. Funky One Lash, I see you. Good, God is with us. Secretary Chris, he says, thank you. Nelly Beth, I see you. Greetings, our able secretary, she says. Ojong, I miss your name. Hyson Inkong, I see you. Amber Ethics, God is on our side, Chris. Yes, sir. Mandela, Rich Boy, I see you. Welcome, the able secretary, thank you, sir. Besonga Bang Manfe, good talk, Chris. And I want to mention Bisongabang a little bit. They too had their fair share of the destruction that we have seen in other Ambazonian territories very, very recently. A lot of burning, destruction in Bisongobang in the past few days. We want everyone in Bisongobang to know, do not be discouraged, do not give up. As I'm sitting here right in front of you, we don't have a family compound anymore in my own hometown of Azi. Those of you who can remember that that video footage of soldiers burning, throwing fire and burning the structures in Azi, which went viral. BBC took note of it. That is a small town where I come from. Our own town no longer exists. If I were to go back there today, I will have nowhere to go to. And there are very many other towns and villages like this, and Bisongobang is only just one of them. So, but what I want to say is, we cannot give up. We just cannot give up. God has been on our side. God has been leading us, protecting our boys, and we will prosecute this war to the very, very end. We shall fight to the last battle. So let's stay put and keep on trusting God and doing everything that we can do to make supplies, to supply our boys the bullets they need and the guns that they need. That is what they need. That is what we can give them. Every Ambazonian, if you cannot supply, if you belong to any county, any local government in Ambazonia, and you cannot supply these boys the equipment that they need, the guns that they need, the bullets that they need, I don't know what your own role in this struggle is all about. Some people are not going to fight for you to go and sit over and boast how you supported the war. We don't need supporters of the war. We need people who contribute to the war. It is about all of us, CPDM or SDF or whatever. As far as you are Ambazonian, this war is about you and about me. So please, thank you for joining. Hit your share button. The moment I hit 1,000 people, I see 1,000 people on this screen, I will start talking to you. It's an impromptu presentation. So please, I like you, go ahead and hit your share button. Samuel Sharif, I see you, sir. Divine to me. It says, I see you, sir. I say divine to me. Please connect to ABC Amber TV. Yes, divine, because of the impromptu nature of this broadcast, ABC is not getting it right now. But the moment I am off of this screen, it will be on ABC on ground zero. The moment I am out of this screen, it will be on ABC. For the impromptu nature of my coming on today, we couldn't directly hit link ABC, but the moment I am out of here, you will find it there. Thank you for that comment. Ta Noe Tembi, I see you, says joining from United Arab Emirates. I also see Mamba Pekin Subsep. The IG, I think, is doing great. Keep up the good work, Secretary Chris. Thank you very much. I appreciate it when some of you are able to acknowledge the work that this interim government is doing. Ladies and gentlemen, I can assure you, this work is not easy. What we do here is not easy. When you are faced with a situation where you cannot go out and tell the world what you are doing and how you are doing it, and all that you hear from many people is criticism, is attack, is distortion of information. It is hard, but I can assure you that we here, we will continue to do the best that we can do with the limited resources at our disposal. And I want to say, you out there too must do your best. And doing your best is to go on the website ambergov.org. Fund your government. Again, go on the website ambergov.org and fund your government. If you expect this interim government to work, if you expect this interim government to bring you results, there is nothing, absolutely nothing that we can do without your money. And please, some of you have been carrying this revolution and this government on your head and doing everything, even above and beyond your means to support. I want to encourage you. Please, you saw what the United States government did 2 days ago by cutting off aid to Cameroon. Those things come about through diplomacy. Diplomacy that we do not go out and announce. We don't go out and claim it like some people will go out and say, oh, we have been briefed. We have been briefed. The interim government is not in that business. We work from behind the scene and we hope that you will see results. But we need your help. Everything that we do, be it communication, be it diplomacy, be it self-defense, we need your money to be able to do anything that we are able to do. So I want to encourage you. If you are one of those who are very fervent and has been contributing your own due, your own part in this world, especially financially, please do not give up. Do not give up. Do not give up. Go to the website ambergov.org. Again, ambazoniagov.org, and please register and continue to pay your dues, your Ambazonia dues. Don't give up. Don't see there's so many killings, there's so many deaths. I'm telling you one thing that you do not know is how many of them have gone under. If I can tell you the figures that I know, that went 6 feet in the BLM yesterday, you will not believe it. I don't want to say it here, but I'm telling you, we are getting statistics of whatever is going on the ground. And of course, like La République du Cameroon, we will not come and sit here and say we killed 50 yesterday, we killed 10 yesterday, we killed 12 yesterday. We will not do that. But we know what our boys are doing. They have brought authority on the ground. We have authority on the ground, on ground zero, authority that La République du Cameroon does not have. In fact, all of you have seen the communique from the Prime Minister's office instructing colonial governors to shift most of their administrative activities like payments and court fees and that to Mondays. If that is not called trembling, if that is not called trembling, I do not know what you will call it. But again, that is to let you know that we are taking authority. We are taking the grounds. We are dictating the pace of events on ground zero. La République du Cameroon is no longer in charge. We are in charge. So please, I'm pleading with you, every Ambazonian, do not give up supporting the interim government. There is nothing we can do without financial support. We have bills to pay for ABC. We have bills to pay for diplomacy. We have bills to pay for the equipment, for the supplies that we send to ground zero, to the boys who are defending our families and defending Ambazonia, our territory. So please, make sure every one of us go to the website ambazoniagov.org. Again, ambazoniagov.org. Register in there to pay your monthly dues. Please, hit the share button, before I come to you. I see Arafat say, he said, one spirit, thank you, sir. Eno Elizabeth, he says, God is with you all, the interim government. All the way. Keep the faith alive. Thank you very much, Elizabeth. Bito Bukat, I see you. You could be nicer, please. I see also Funky. I see. Oh, thank you, Funky. I misinterpreted your comment. Thank you. I see Ikome watching from Biya. I see Desmond Elliott. I see Lucy Sabo is watching. I see also Nembo Jerome. He said, if David, oh, I missed the comment. Mike M. Wifi, I see you. David Dish, I see you. Please, ladies and gentlemen, hit your share button so I can come to you proper in the next 5 minutes. Please do that. Hit your share button so I can come to you proper in the next 5 minutes. Christina Houghton, he says, I like all of you. Thank you very much, Christina. Ambazonia Lifamba, he says, Boya in my mind. Thank you. Amber's Pattern, I see you. Nkengim David, I see you, sir. Ambomo Chance, yes, sir, welcome. Polish Arrow, I see you too. Mayegege Inchum, I see you watching from DC. I see also Agbo Suzanne. Say, God bless Ambazonia. I see Peter Junior Taco. Guys, let's put money. Thank you, Peter. That is what we need. Guys, he says, let's put money. Now, I want to repeat this announcement which I brought to you. I think I first made mention of it about in my last broadcast also. If you live in the Washington, D.C. area, Maryland area, Delaware area, there is a big television event that is coming into the DC area, into your neighborhood. I will be hosting what I call Ambazonia Town Hall. Again, Ambazonia Town Hall in the Washington, D.C. area, coming up on Friday, March the 2nd. Friday, March the 2nd. We shall be having Ambazonia statesmen, people who have left their mark in this Ambazonian struggle from the early days up to today. We shall be having Sisiko Ebini, a Christmas Ebini. We shall be having Justice Ebong on the team. We shall also be having Dr. Fontem Neba. We shall also be having Governor George Achu. Remember, Governor George Achu was one of the very first Ambazonian to run away from Cameroon as a sitting governor who ran away because he could not condone the abuses of French Cameroon against Ambazonians. Governor George Achu shall be there, and most importantly, we shall be having the statesman of this revolution, a real statesman, Ambassador Henry Fossum, in that panel. Again, it's going to be a town hall. We expect we shall be having limited seating, very limited seating. But the tickets shall soon be up. We shall expect people, if you want to come in, we don't want to pick and choose who comes in. But the first people to pay their ticket to come in there will feed a seat. I think that place can only sit about 100 people. That place can only sit about 100 people. And so the first 100 people to get their $50 ticket to come into that event, a live television town hall, I shall be hosting that town hall. And I'm going to be asking some of those questions that if you were there, you would like to ask them yourself. I don't do cheap interviews. I'm sure some of you know that. So it is going to be a powerful and educative moment for this revolution. And I plan to be doing so once in a while. So Sisiko Ebini will be there. I'm hoping to get Dr. Fontem Neba to be there. Also hoping to get Barrister Bob Guy to be there. Going to get also Justice Ebong to be there. Governor George Achu to be there. Then Ambassador Fossum to be there. A good 4 hours of broadcast town hall. If you have watched a Fox News town hall or CNN town halls, BBC town halls, that is exactly the format that I am talking about here. Please, these numbers must get to 1,000 for me to come to you with this presentation proper. So please go ahead as you have joined, hit your share button. I can see that people are excited about this town hall. I can see the sign. Somebody say, wow, beautiful. Yes. I see into you, Charles. I see you say, hello, Mwobege. That is a Banwa BLM talk. Thank you, Charles. I see Joe Brown. I see also Ojong Bismarck. Thank you for joining. Patrick Mbilda. I see you. Say confirm communicator. Thank you, sir. I see Esther Mafo. Thank you for joining. I see Mundi Better. Greeting from this end. Thank you. Diodone Tamba. I see you. It says share, please. Yes, please do me that favor. Do me that favor. What the moment we hit 1,000 people, and I think we have stretched the time because you are not hitting your share button. I know that many people did not know I was coming live today, but please let's make this to happen. Hit your share button. If this over 600 people I see here would hit their share button to some groups, in less than no minutes we will have the 1,000 and I will come to you. I see also Agwo Turumbe, Ayuk Enes. Hello, Mr. Chris. I'm live from Dubai, UAE. Thank you, Enes. God bless you, sir. I see Francis Webin. Chris, call me too. Finally, I did. You should be excited. All right. I see Franklin Fu. Say good. Agbo Suzanne. Slowly but surely, Boya is sure. Absolutely, Suzanne. We will make it there. I see also Blaise Tanye. Wiku Justice. Say greetings from Boya. I hope Boya is safe. And like if you are watching me from Victoria, from Boya, from Bamenda, from Kumba, anywhere in Ambazonia, please let me know how your town is looking like. Let me know what is going on in your town. Please hit your share button. The numbers are not rising at my liking. We have about less than 300 to go. So please, a little over 300 to go. Hit your share button. Let me come to you. And again, if you are joining in from Boya, from Bamenda, from Victoria, from Kumba, from Manfe, from Indian, Mundemba, Bakosi, everywhere you are, let me know what is going on. Let me know. Describe a lockdown in your town and let me know what is going on there. All right. Ivo Loko Chi Avamba. Homeland must be free by fire, by thunder. Welcome, sir, and long live motherland. Thank you, Ivo Loko. Ismaya Insangu. I see you, sir. Chris Intime. We will fight to the last man standing. We have no choice, sir. Diodone Tamba. I see you. I see also Ransoman Natum, always on this platform. I see also Ngwe, no, MGW, that is spelling of your name. I see you. I see Evelyn in that. Greetings, sir. Watching from Ireland. Good job, sir. Thank you, Evelyn, and God bless you. I see African King, always on this platform. Thank you. See Richard in there. No negotiate, I don't get it clearly there. I see something like no negotiation now, Chris. Thank you, Richard. I see Ken Zoma, somebody. Please hit your share button so I can come to you. We have almost about 300 people to go. Let's get that number filled up. Hit your share button, please. Something very important I bring to you. I got a number of things to bring to you today. I'm going to be talking to you about the court case of yesterday with our leaders. I'll be talking to you about the plot by French Cameroon to invade. They are doing nothing. If you think they are doing anything now, if you think like the public terrorists are doing anything now, you deceive yourself. There is a big plot. There is a big plot to invade our territory, to pick up every young man in our territory. I shall be talking about that. I shall also be talking about the few demonstrations that we saw in La Republic capital Yaoundé today. I'll be talking about U.S. cutting of aid, military aid from French Cameroon. And what else? And of course the lockdown. So please do me the favor, hit your share button as you join. Again, let me remind you, if you live in the DC, Delaware, Maryland, or even Pennsylvania area, there is a big television event that is coming over to the DC Metro on March the 2nd, Friday evening, March the 2nd. We are going to have a one-of-a-kind town hall. Something that we have never done before in this revolution. We are bringing our most revered statesmen, Ambazonia, Southern Cameroons statesmen, into that town hall. Now, the format shall be, we will all go in with an audience of about 100 people, and we will have each statesman come in, take about 30 minutes or an hour of questioning on anything that has to do with the revolution. They will all take their turn. Some will have 1 hour of interview, some will have 30 minutes, just depending on who it is. And so, if you live in the DC, Maryland, Delaware, Pennsylvania area, I want you to mark down March. Jot down March 2nd. March the 2nd. It's going to be broadcast live on ABC. Let the world see the caliber of people that Ambazonians are made of. And again, we want you in the few days to come, we shall be sending out registration information. The seats are limited. The seats are limited. The first 100, the seats are only open to the first 100 people who will put in $50 for registration. So, if you don't put in a $50 registration, do not waste your time to come there, because you will not have seat. The seats would have been occupied, would have been taken. So if you are able to put in $50, you can use that to secure a seat. And ladies and gentlemen, that money is not coming to Secretary Chris. That money will go to ABC. To ABC. Ambazonia Broadcasting Television. Your own television. I like the numbers now. Please, we're almost there. Just a little about 250 to go. Please keep on hitting the share button. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate your patience. Ba Tepong, watching from the United Kingdom. Koyo Bonaventure. Say before. I see you also. Bibong Genesis. Say you are blessed, Secretary Chris. Oh yeah, thank you. I absolutely know that. And all of you out there, Ambazonians, you are blessed too. And only blessed people can do what we are doing today. All right. Again, I want to remind every Ambazonian, it is a very much special appeal I am making to you. Please, if you have not registered on ambazoniagov.org to pay your monthly due, please consider doing so today. We need your money. We need your money more than ever before. And do not say you have been giving a lot. I can understand. I can understand that in this revolution, only a particular set of people have sacrificed. Please don't give up sacrificing. It will pay off at the end of the day. Don't say I have given my all. Please keep on giving your all until we get to Biya. When we get to Biya, you will smile and sleep in peace, knowing that you did the best that you could to take us to Biya. Please, let's do so. Again, go to ambazoniagov.org. Register there to be paying your monthly dues. And if you have not done so yet, please don't be like those who are standing by the side of the road. Please join the team of givers, and let's pay for this revolution. You can't expect so much from the interim government without money. Let me tell you as an insider here that the only handicap that we have in this interim government is not ideas. It's not ability to execute projects. It is the problem of money. So please, I'm appealing to you. Please, let's do this. Let's do this. All right. Mamba, I see you. Show one queen. I see you. Please hit your share button. In a few minutes, in the next 3 minutes, I will start this live presentation. In the next 3 minutes, hit your share button, please. I see Andreas Anderson, very excited. I also see Cho one Queen. I see you, sir. Neighbor Steve, thank you for joining, sir. We will free homeland only with our resources. Absolutely. I see also Paul Bongzem. Thank you, sir. I see Elisa Chana with a thumbs up. Thank you. Profre Keras, I see you. I see also Seber Imba. Say hello, yours truly. Thank you. I see Amote Palakunia, always on this platform. I see also the Honorable One and only Honorable Wanja of the Restoration Council. Good to see you, sir. I see also Kenzo Marcelo. Thanks, sir, for joining. Please hit your share button. Paul Euro, I see you with your thumb, sir. Mumme Indaga, I see you always also here. Say, we don't have a choice than to sacrifice. Absolutely, this is a sacrifice. Again, anyone who is working for this IG is a sacrifice. Please never be fooled. Never be fooled. Nobody in this IG earns a salary, earns an income. We are all doing this pro bono. But of course, you will hear detractors telling you out there that Chris Anu earns $5,000, Sako earns $10,000, Tabayang earns $5,000. They will say, they quote all these figures. Please, nobody here earns a dime offering this service to Ambazonia. We cannot get to Boya if there are no volunteers. And that is what we are doing here. And the only way you encourage us to do what we are doing and do it effectively is to pay your dues, support the struggle, support the interim government to be able to carry out diplomacy, to be able to pay this television ABC from where you are watching, to be able to do the kind of underground things that we do without anybody noticing it. Please support the interim government with your money. Support this revolution with your money. Ladies and gentlemen, I will not keep you waiting, but I want you, please, as I come to you, go ahead, keep on hitting that share button. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, again, this is an impromptu presentation. I didn't plan to come to you today, but because of what has been going on and what the information we are receiving, I thought it very necessary to come to you. First of all, to thank our brave and courageous, resilient Amber restoration fighters on the ground. You are doing a terrific job. I just got off the phone with a number of commanders on the ground, and I keep on encouraging them. Your security must be number one. Your security must be number one. And if you are an Amber restoration soldier, and you are watching and listening to me now, listen to me. Your security on ground zero is number one. Because if you die, if you put yourself in harm's way and they kill you, you will no longer fight. It is better to protect yourself today to be able to fight tomorrow. So please, we are asking you, your security comes first. It is very, very important. We want to appreciate you for what you have done within these past 4 days. This is the 4th day just ending about this lockdown. What you are doing, I don't know how anyone else could do that, but you are doing it. We saw you storm Victoria yesterday and shut down the town. I learned that one of these days that Field Marshal is going to be there also in Victoria. Victoria must be completely, and I mean completely, all those francophones who are in Victoria disobeying the instructions of this interim government and those of the restoration forces, they must be brought to submission. Victoria must be brought to submission. Victoria must be completely grounded. Those markets that remain open for the past days in Victoria, they must be shut down. And if you are a trader in that market, in any market in Victoria, receive this from me as a warning. They are watching at you, and you dare go there to open your shop any of these days during this time of lockdown. They may not come after you right away, but I can assure you, they will come after you. Victoria, from my 4 all the way to past the new stadium, every part of Victoria, of course, the entire Ambazonia is what we are talking about. But Victoria has been disobeying instructions and resisting this shutdown. This is a very, very special warning to those taxi men, those Okada men who still want to defy the instructions of the restoration boys and those of this interim government. This warning goes out to you. You love your life, you love your business, you love your job, you love your Okada job, you love your taxi job. Shut it down. Shut it down before they get to you. All right. They say a word to a wise is enough. So Victoria, you have heard me. If you continue, anyone in Victoria that continue to defy these instructions, we don't get you now. The boys don't get you now. I can tell you, they are going around city and marking the shops and not marking the taxis and the Okada boys who keep on going around town. We will come after you at the appropriate moment. Shut down that shop. Shut down that market. Shut down that business. Shut down that taxi and that Okada. Everywhere in Victoria must be shut down throughout the season of this lockdown. It is very, very, very important. I want to thank the boys in Kumba. We saw the images coming out of Kumba today, and Kumba was dead. I mean, dead. Physically dead. And that must continue. We saw the images coming out of Bamenda yesterday. I haven't seen it today, but I want to believe that it was the same. We learned of serious fighting taking place in Indop. We want to thank the resilience of our boys up in Indop. They too are giving La République du Cameroon a match for their money, a match for their soldiers. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2 cubes of sugar are not melting. Not today, not tomorrow, not in 1 year's time. Never, ever. Please, hashtag, the 2 cubes of sugar are not melting. The 2 cubes of sugar are not melting. Everybody, hashtag, the 2 cubes of sugar will not melt, are not melting. I want to see that, everybody. Again, hashtag, the 2 cubes of sugar are not melting, to the shame and disgrace of French Cameroon. Thank you for the boys in Ngoketunja Division. Thank you for the restoration forces in Kumbo, in Nkambe. Thank you for those in whom. I say all these things because I receive reports from them. Some of them call and they tell me what is going on. And the first thing again I said to them is, please make sure you are safe. Make sure you are protected. The lockdown still have a few days to go. The lockdown still has a few days to go up till the 14th of this month. There is not going to be any stop. This thing is not ending. In fact, if need be, we will continue it. We will extend it if need be. Now listen to me carefully. If need be, we will continue it after the 14th. We must let French Cameroon know we mean business. And how we go about this is the only way they got to know. French Cameroon must for once take us very, very seriously. And again, if need be, we will extend it. We know there's difficulties that this bring upon you on ground zero. But ladies and gentlemen, we are paying for our land. We are paying for our freedom. We are paying for our liberty, for our independence. We have to sacrifice. We have to sacrifice. So once more, on behalf of Sisiko, who was very, very elated to hear about the lockdown, especially of yesterday when they were in court, on his behalf, on the behalf of the acting president, Dr. Sako, and the entire interim government. And you know, when we talk about the interim government, we're not talking about the ministers or the secretaries. The interim government involves the Restoration Council. It involves country heads or country coordinators, and also even the county coordinators who are being voted into place right now. These constitute the interim government. And so on behalf of Sisiko, acting president Dr. Sako, and all of the interim government, we want to say a big thank you, a big thank you, a big thank you to our restoration fighters on ground zero. You are just something else. You are courageous. You are brave. You are tenacious. And we will never thank you enough. When we get to Biya, again, when we get to Biya, you can rest assured you will have a very, very special place in the country, in the new country that is called Amazonia. America knows how to respect her veterans. The British know how to respect and to honor their veterans, even the French and the Germans. Amazonia shall be no different. We shall honor every Amazonian fighter who stood in the front lines to defend Amazonia through this war. Even those who have fallen, who have paid the ultimate price, I can assure you that from Ndonga-Mantung, from Nkambe, Ndonga-Mantung, to the bridge over the Mongo, statues and streets and buildings shall be erected in your honor, even in the honor of those, again, who have paid the ultimate price. That is how much you matter to every Amazonian. That is how much we care for you. So thank you very much. Now the second point I want to talk about is once more, the fact that we have the evidence of two Cameroons. The evidence of two Cameroons. We wake up this morning to some protests on the streets of Yaoundé. Traders protesting and chasing council workers who had come there, whatever they came there for, we don't know, but it appears that the council workers had come there probably to collect some taxation, some taxes. And the whole community rose up and not only chased them away, but they were throwing stones at them and throwing everything they could at those council trucks and the council workers. And the police showed up, the army showed up, and they also chased them away. The police or the army did not fire one weapon. I did not see any. I don't even know whether I saw tear gas in that demonstration. I did not see any. Now, imagine if that was taking place in Bamenda, in Biya, in Kumba, in Mamfe. Imagine if that riot, that protest, was taking place anywhere in Amazonia. Ladies and gentlemen, you remember, on October 1st, 2017 and September 22nd, 2017, Amazonians, Biya had not even declared war. Amazonians took to the street with nothing than 3 branches. They took to the street, protesting, demanding to have their country back. They had no guns. They had no machetes. They had nothing. It was as peaceful as any peaceful demonstration can be. But Amazonians were shot. When Francophone protested a week ago in Yaoundé, they quickly organized a press conference and told the world how that only rubber bullets were used to fire at the people. So in Yaoundé, in French Cameroon, they used plastic bullets to shoot, to hurt, to injure, not to kill. But when they come to the southern Cameroons, they shoot at the head, they shoot at the tummy, they shoot at the chest, and when they shoot to kill. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the example of the two Cameroons that French Cameroon denied to see. And the way we have been treated and the way protests in French Cameroon has been treated, if anything tells us, if we have ever been determined, if we have ever been resolved to prosecute this war and fight to the end, it must be now. Because if they can treat us in this manner in the time where there is high attention, the focus on that country, if they can treat us as the dogs that they consider us to be, shooting us to kill, not to intimidate, ladies and gentlemen, nothing should discourage us. Nothing that we see, not all the killings, not all the burning of cities, not all the burning of towns and villages, not all, nothing should deter us. Nothing should discourage us from fighting this war to the end. We have now so many people among us who are saying, how many people would have to be killed? How many people, how many of our brothers, how many of our sisters, they are breaking into university campuses, they are breaking into our homes and picking us out. How long do we still have to go? How many do they have to pick up before we give up? Ladies and gentlemen, we are not giving up. Remember, we have said again and again, they will kill until the last man, before we can give up on this war. If it means me leaving this diaspora and coming to ground zero to pick up the gun, I bet you if it means me being that last person to fight, I will do it. That is how much it is to me. If it means I am that last man standing, I will hold that gun and prosecute this gun, this war. Oh, can we gain some inspiration from the great statesman in England? Oh my. Sorry, the name is going off my mind. But listen, nothing should deter us, not the killings. This is war. People will die. Let's have this frank talk. This is war. People will die. And that is what a lot of people in Cameroon wants. They want it that when people die, we get discouraged, we get disarrayed, we get disillusioned, and we walk away, and they come back and occupy the territory and take back the territory. That is what they want. For them, they think they can use psychological warfare to cause us to surrender. That is what they are doing. Picking up our young people, arresting our mothers, killing some, raping some, and burning down our homes. They are doing a psychological warfare. They believe we will give up once the death numbers keep on increasing. But I am saying, if it means I will have to be the last man standing and come to ground zero and hold one of the guns, I will do it before Ambazonia will be recolonized, taken over by French Cameroon. Let's stand our ground, everybody. Let's stand our ground. Do not be mistaken. Every one of us in this government who is bringing you this message, we all have families on ground zero. We are not saying this because our families are safe in America. Absolutely not. We all have families, parents, brothers and sisters. Some have children on ground zero. But you know what? How sweet is freedom compared to all these things. We cannot surrender now. We just cannot. We cannot even think of surrendering now. So please, I want to encourage you on ground zero, stand your grounds. Stand your grounds. One thing which I want to observe is the fact that the amount of abductions, the amount of ransoms taking, it has gone down. It has gone down. We are hearing less and less and less of it every day. So please, we thank the boys for trying to bring this order on ground zero. Never again should Ambazonians be abducted by Ambazonians. Never again should Ambazonians be kidnapped by Ambazonians, except those who prove to be enemies of the struggle. There should be no mercy. Anyone who proves to be a traitor of the struggle, no mercy. Anyone who proves to be a black leg, they get you, you will pay. You will pay. There will be no mercy, because if you succeeded, you will kill others. We are not going to accept or tolerate any black legs, any traitors among us. And Patrick Ekema should note this, and all those colonial governors, we are looking out for you. We are looking out for you. You think that you can escape this. There is no way. You cannot escape this. Thank you. Let me go to the case of yesterday. Now, you will remember Sisiko and the other cabinet members were in court yesterday, and the court was, the case was adjourned for February the 20th. Now, this is what transpired in court. When they got to court, you have the colonel judge, a military tribunal judge, who speaks French, who is francophone. So once they arrived in court and proceedings started, Sisiko and the team of lawyers complained that they do not understand the language of the presiding judge. They said for them to participate, to cooperate, they need to cooperate with a judge who communicates in a language, the English language, of course, that they understand. And so after going to and fro for a while, the judge, the colonial judge, called for a break. When he called for a break, he came back and announced that instead, in fact, he stated that French is a language in that court. Now listen to that. The colonial judge in that court yesterday stated that French is a language of that court. Now you will remember, you can now understand why they push all these French prosecutors and French judges into Amazonia. In Biya, the courts are filled with French judges. In Bamenda, the courts are filled with French judges. The same thing in Manfred, in Victoria, in Kumba. Everywhere we have French judges presiding over common law courts. So if they have French judges presiding over in common law courts, you understand what was coming to Amazonia. Why our lawyers detested their presence in our court. So the French colonial judge in that court yesterday said the language of the court is French. That is what was going to happen eventually in the courts in the southern Cameroons. And it was beginning to happen. That is why our lawyers had protested that you cannot be here in an exclusively common law jurisdiction and you come to our court and speak and address us in French. So when Sisiku and the others said they cannot stand a court whose judge speak French to them, the judge took a break, came back and declared that French is a language of the court, and then decided that the only thing he can do is change the interpreters, the translators in the court, to give Sisiko and others more competent translators or interpreters in the court. And so the idea was that couldn't take place right away because they have to go look for those competent, in quote, competent translators for the next session. So because of that, the case was adjourned for the 20th of February, so that same court could go look for competent translators. Now, that is a country. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with that? Somebody may be asking. Something is very much wrong with that. That is a country that prides itself as a bilingual country. And you have common law people whom you call your citizens. And you lack an English-speaking judge to try them. Come on. A bilingual country. You want to try people who speak exclusively English, who understand exclusively English. And a bilingual country doesn't have a bilingual judge who can sit on that bench and speak in the language they understand. Is that a bilingual country? What a shame and what a disgrace. And consider that the BBC wasn't allowed to go into that court. France 24 wasn't allowed to go in. Equinox Television wasn't allowed to go in. And they call it a democratic country where the press cannot have access into the courtroom in a high-profile case like this one. Ladies and gentlemen, Sisiko and the rest, they were very, very right. Cameroon is not their country. They are strangers. They are foreigners. Because you can only treat foreigners the way Sisiko and the team are being treated in that French Cameroon court. Absolutely. So the case was adjourned. And They are waiting for February 20th for the case to resume. And when it resumes, give me 1 second, please. And when the case resumes on February 20th, they will be discussing the citizenship. They will be discussing or talking about the citizenship, establishing the citizenship of Sissoko and the others. Now, remember that in the first appearance, Sissoko and the others made it very, very clear they are non-citizens of French Cameroon. And so, French Cameroon has no jurisdiction over them. The plea is, you want to try us, you must take us back to Nigeria, where you illegally abducted us. And of course, we have good witnesses in the United Nations. Because remember, Sissoko and the rest were abducted from the custody of the United Nations High Commission for Refugees under the Nigerian Refugee Commission. So the argument is, if you have to try us, if we have to go through any legal process, it has to be at the point of our abduction. So we are waiting to see on February 20th what evidence that French Cameroon has to prove that Sissoko and others are French Cameroon citizens. We are waiting for that. That is the status of that case. And it will also interest you to know that there was a delegation in that court from the European Union. There was a UN delegation there. I think Amnesty delegation was also there. There were representatives from the American embassy, and I think the British embassies were there in that court too. So please, something is cooking. I'm coming to it. Don't keep on hitting your remote there, please. So that is the status of that case. Now, let me talk about the. I'm still to come to the main topic of this presentation, but let me talk about this lockdown one more time. We still have a few days to go until the lockdown is over. We have up to the 14th of August before the lockdown is over. We want to thank everybody for your cooperation and ask you, please, to remain indoors. Remain indoors. Do not attempt. Nothing is being sold out there anywhere. So don't say, let me go out and look for bread. Let me go out and get some water. Let me go to the shop. No shops are open anywhere, even in Biya. Ekema Patrick has not succeeded to get any shop open, and no shop will be open. So we're encouraging you. We have only a few days to go. I think just 5 days to go. Only 5 days to go. This is the 4th day. Tomorrow is the 5th day. It will remain 4 days. So please, let's hold this. Let's hold this to the very, very end. Let's hold this to the very, very end. We have to do this because, remember the reason for which we are doing this. Number one, the court case of yesterday. Number two, the so-called celebration of 11 February. Now, many of us, I heard some journalists making a report to the effect that 11 February was the day that we united with French Cameroon. That is not true. The plebiscite of 1961 was not about uniting with French Cameroon. That was never the case. Never misunderstand this. The plebiscite of 11 February 1962. Remember, our parents used to call it Empire Day. Empire Day. It was Empire Day because essentially we choose to be on our own. The plebiscite was about we, Ambazonians, making the decision to have nothing nothing to do with the colonial system in Nigeria. The plebiscite was the occasion in which we cut off any political involvement, participation, relationship with Nigeria. That was the plebiscite of February 11, 1961. It was not the day we choose to join French Cameroon. No. In fact, if we were ever to join French Cameroon, the negotiations, the discussions were only going to start after that day. So please, let's not mix this up. 11 February did not unite us with French Cameroon. 11 February, we voted in the plebiscite to cut off relationship with Nigeria. And then we were now deciding whether to be on our own as a sovereign state or to join Nigeria or to join French Cameroon. That is why you hear people mentioning the word reunification. That's where reunification came from. The word reunification came from. Before then, we were independent from 1954 to that 1961. Ambazonia, the southern Cameroons, was a free country. We managed ourselves. We conducted elections. We had a House of Assembly. We had a legislature, the House of Chiefs. We had banking institution. We had a police force. We had everything that a country, a nation needed to have. Until 1961, 11 February, when the question of independence came up, the question, EML, I remember, when the question of joining Nigeria and joining French Cameroon came up, Ndele went to London and argued out, we don't want to join Nigeria. We don't want to join French Cameroon. We want to maintain an independent southern Cameroons. The British said, no, you don't have the resources. You don't have the requisite resources to maintain yourself as an independent country. Ladies and gentlemen, it was when the British said, you cannot stay on your own. You don't have the money. You don't have the capital. You don't have the resources. It was only there and then that Ndele said, instead of joining French Cameroon, we better vote to stay with Nigeria. Many people do not understand this history. Ndele said, when the British said you cannot be on your own because you don't have the resources to maintain a country, Ndele said, okay, rather than join French Cameroon, I prefer we go back to be with Nigeria. That was how the Ndele's party and Foncha's party went out campaigning on this question of reunification. So we should not be mistaken. 11 February plebiscite of 1961 did not join Ambazonia, the southern Cameroons, with French Cameroon. It wasn't reunification. It wasn't at all. In fact, remember, we were going to, if reunification was to take place, we were first of all going to get independence before reunification would take place. And here is where we are holding the British and the United Nations responsible for what we are going through today, because they never saw the process through to our independence. They basically handed the southern Cameroons to the French without a treaty of union. So this is the reason why we have forever protested this so-called 11th February. Now, in 1962, so adamant and in reckless disregard for that 11th February 1961 plebiscite, Ahijo changed the date, which was celebrated as Empire Day, to become a Youth Day. Ahijo had discovered how popular Empire Day was in the southern Cameroons, and he wanted to do away with it. And he changed it, he transformed it to a Youth Day. What did the youth do on 11th of February 1961? Nothing. Nothing. They did nothing. The youth did nothing. So you ask yourself, what is it about a youth day in Cameroon? It was what Ahijo did was part of the assimilation process. Eviscerate, decimate everything, every symbol that is Ambazonian. And so they canceled Empire Day and gave it a useless name called Youth Day. Ladies and gentlemen, that is why today, 2019, we are detesting any form of celebration on our streets, in our towns and cities, of anything related to 11th of February, that is called Youth Day. When Ambazonia takes over its territory finally, we shall know what Youth Day to celebrate. That Youth Day will not be 11 February. That Youth Day will be decided by the representatives of the people of Ambazonia in an assembly, in a parliament, voted by the people of Ambazonia. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the reason we do not want to see 11 February celebrated in our territory. We were raped by French Cameroon. We were cheated by French Cameroon. They eviscerated everything. They continue to eviscerate everything that is history, that reminds Ambazonians of their past. So we must remind them, we got your tricks, we got your ploys, we will no longer dance to your tune anymore. It is over. 11 February, 20th May, all those colonial imposed days upon us, they are dead in Ambazonia. So this 11 February, in a few days to come, please, from Fako to Ndonga Mantum, everywhere must be completely shut down. There is a communique going around from, I think, from the colonial prime minister office instructing all the workers in the southern Cameroon to show up on 11th of February and March. And they have promised that names will be recorded, or records will be taken of those that show up, of the workers that show up. I am warning every civil servant, I don't care your position, do not risk your life. Listen to me. Those colonial governors, the colonial DOs, the colonial mayors, they have battalions that protect them. They protect their homes. They protect their families. They protect their offices. Nobody protects your home. Nobody protects your office, your own office. Nobody protects your own family. Do not follow these cowardly instructions and go out and put your life and your family in danger. We are warning you. Do not say you were not warned. Do not say you were not warned. If you are a civil servant, stay home. Again, stay home. Don't risk your life. You have no protection. In fact, don't be surprised. You dare step out and the one who shot at you to kill you are the same French Cameroon troops. We have seen it in the streets of Biya. They force themselves into people's homes, break into people's homes, force them out, shut them up at point blank to kill them. Every civil servant, do not accept any instructions from any colonial administrator in our territory. Dare not risk your life to go out on the 11th of February. You risk your life. Those guys are protected. They are covered. They have money. They have army. They have the police. They have the gendarmes. You have nothing. You have nothing. Again, your life is more important than your job. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is what I have to say about lockdown. Let's hold it 11 February is by the corner. No going out. Remain home. And let the boys, let the restoration forces, let them do their job. Give them free space to operate and do their job. And restoration forces should be reminded that French Cameroon forces are disguising, dressing to look like normal people with guns on them. In Bamenda, they are climbing up story buildings as snipers to shoot and kill. The same thing in Kumba, the same thing in Biya. Everywhere they are taking advantage of story buildings. They climb on it, uncompleted story buildings. They climb onto the roof or hide inside one of the stories to track down anyone moving along the road. The restoration fighters, take note of this. Take note of this. There are snipers who are tracking your movement. Okay. Thank you very much. Now, let me also talk about what happened yesterday with the American government. American government cutting aid, military aid from Cameroon. You must have noticed or observed the exchange, the visit of the American ambassador to René Sadi, French colonial minister of communications, where CRTV quickly went out there and said, the ambassador did not say that America has cut off aid. He said the Americans have not said that America has cut off aid. Of course, that was not true. The ambassador came out right there with René Sadi standing next to him and stated bluntly that America is a sovereign country. Cameroon too is a sovereign country. But there are problems. And America will not continue to support a country or stand by a country that abuses human rights. And especially when Americans are involved in that abuse. Don't forget about the American missionary killed in Bambidi, or was it Bambui, about 2 months ago. Now, they were quick to come out and say, no, the Americans have not cut off aid. Thank God for the social media. Who says social media doesn't work? In a few minutes, the African commander himself was out with the news, explaining to the Senate committee why aid had to be cut off from Cameroon. Now, why that is very important, this is what I want to say, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Biya has a short stay in where he is now. Listen to my words. Listen to my words. And take it to the bank. Biya has a few days where he is now. Because what the Americans have done, the Europeans will take their turn, I can assure you. The Canadians will take their turn, I can assure you. These countries will take their turns. And Mr. Biya would be done. What we don't know is what happened when Mr. Biya is done, because for us, it doesn't really matter what happened at the helm of French Cameroon government. All that matters to us is how we end this revolution, this struggle. But the good thing is, if Biya is gone, the new person must negotiate with us. We will not lay down arms until there is a negotiation table. We will not ask our boys to give up, to surrender, to go home. Where are they going home to? To burn down homes, burn down villages, burn down towns? They have nowhere to go to. And so even if Mr. Biya leaves within these days, I can assure you it would only be a battle won, not the war won. That would not be a war won. It would be a battle won. So we see something that lies ahead. It is good because they are tightening the nose on Mr. Biya. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. This is intelligence. They are tightening the nose on Mr. Biya. This revolution, this struggle isn't going to last as long as many people think. It will come to an end soon, and when it comes to an end, by the time it comes to an end, we would have regained our country, the Federal Republic of Amazonia. That is a good thing that we can pick up from the action taken by the Americans in the severance of economic aid, military aid to French Cameroon. Expect Europe to do it. Expect the Canadians to do it. Expect the Australians to do it also. And in a few months, it will be done. It will be done. And what that means to us again is, let's stay the course. Let's stay the course. Let's stand the struggle. Let's stand the fight. Now, let me round this up and go to the most important point in this presentation, which I came here about. Ladies and gentlemen, today, February the 8th, we receive information of a meeting that took place in Yaoundé yesterday, Thursday, February the 7th. A meeting took place in Yaoundé, and the military and the civil administrators in French Cameroon, they have decided that once the lockdown is over, once this lockdown is over, French Cameroon soldiers will be given instructions, special instruction to descend on Amazonia, especially in Biya, in Bamenda, in Kumba, in the main towns and cities. And when they descend on these towns, every young Amba boy will either be picked up or be killed. This is very, very authentic information I am bringing to you now. A meeting took place in Yaoundé yesterday, and they came out agreeing that immediately the lockdown is over, a special squad of French Cameroon army will descend on Biya, will descend on Bamenda, and they will break into homes and pick up every young boy that is Amazonian. I do not have any advice to give you about this now, until the cabinet will meet and discuss this and figure out what to do. But I'm bringing you this information to know what is coming, to know what French Cameroon has planned. But we also want the international community to know this is what French Cameroon has in the pipeline for Amazonia. The international community must stop this. The international community must stop this. Biya cannot be carrying out this type of aggression on armless and powerless people, or on armed and powerless people in the degree he is about doing. Most of the equipment in the hands of French Cameroon is coming from Europe, from America, and from the Chinese. We think that it is time Because these very countries will not allow that equipment in their own countries to be used against their own people. That will not happen in France. That will not happen in Canada. That will not happen in Israel. That will not happen in England. That will not happen anywhere in the Western world. We saw the demonstration in France. In spite of that destruction, we did not see a French army or policeman or gendarme sighted the gun at anybody. We did not. Even when there were thousands upon thousands with lots of destruction on the street, we never saw a French army or policeman point a gun to a French citizen. We are expecting that these same countries that supply this military equipment to French Cameroon, that they will right now begin to tell French Cameroon, you cannot use any of our equipment to kill innocent citizens, to attack innocent citizens. The moment has come for the international community to respond to the barbarism and the genocide that French Cameroon is using their equipment to perpetrate upon innocent citizens. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the information I thought to bring to you today. Again, as far as this coming attack is concerned, Cabinet will meet and have discussions about it, and I will come back to you to tell you what you should be doing once this lockdown is over. And again, if need be, we may just extend the lockdown. But Cabinet would have to discuss about it. The IG would have to discuss about it. And we will come to you with the news. Nobody is, do not get me wrong, and I have heard some activists say that they want to extend lockdown. No, we have not said so. The interim government has not extended the lockdown. But listen to me carefully. If need be, that will happen. But that announcement would still have to be made. Until then, on the 14th of February, lockdown would be over. All right. Thank you very much for tuning in today. I look forward to coming back to you with any updates that we may have. I will go through this. If you have a question for me, please put it on the screen. Type it on your screen and I will take one or two questions to answer from you. If you have any question, and those of you on Ground Zero watching, who should be watching on ABC again, right after this presentation right now, you will have it running on ABC. The impromptu nature of this broadcast did not allow me to get a technician to be able to hook it up live. And before I go, let me just remind you again of a special town hall meeting that is coming up in Washington, D.C. on March the 2nd, Friday, March the 2nd. I shall be bringing you information as to how you can register for that town hall meeting. It's going to be a one-of-a-kind town hall meeting that you have not seen before in the course of this struggle or revolution. It shall be featuring the great statesman, Ambassador Fossum. We shall also have Justice Ebong, Governor George Achu, Sisiko Christmas Ebini. We shall be having quite a number of orders. We shall be bringing out registration information. That hall will seat only, I think, 100 people. The first 100 people to get their 100 tickets will be allowed in. So, but that information shall be coming up very, very soon, probably sometime next week, maybe Monday or so. So please, if you live in the DC area, Delaware, Maryland, even New York, you can drive there as a weekend. You will not regret to be there. So please, that is it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in today. May the Lord bless you. May God protect our people. May God protect Ambazonia. May He shorten this struggle and take us to Biya. God bless you and good night.